Boy Light back at it with another YouTube video, and yeah, today we're doing Wandavision episode 3 review. So yeah, this episode was pretty good. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, also I on a side note, I'm thinking about doing review like something like WandaVision or Mandalorian when it comes back, or like reviews for TV shows that I'm reviewing on the same day it comes out. I think I'm gonna start pushing the upload time for to probably like I don't know, honestly, maybe like 2 Eastern, or maybe I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but this episode will be on coming out 8 o'clock 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, next week I might change the upload time, so yeah, you might see it a bit earlier next week. Cause I usually watch the episode around the middle of the day, like about maybe 11. Create the video after I finish watching it, and then upload it, and then set it to obviously 8 o'clock. So yeah, the episode 3 has actually got a name as well, which is now called Now in Color, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the other two had names as well. I don't know what the names are, but I know they got named. So yeah, this episode was very well done. Obviously, we're taking a time jump to what I presume is probably the 60s or the 70s. I'm not too familiar with television around that time. Um, so yeah, that's I have to assume it's probably like the 60s or maybe early 70s. Just from the decor and stuff in the show. But yeah. Um, we see that Wanda's obviously pregnant from the last episode when they turn in color, and then she's basically giving birth. Yeah, she's giving birth in the episode. Um, yeah, and then her friend, who's Geraldine, are yeah, they call her Geraldine in the show, but my guess is she's Monica Rambeau. So yeah, forgive me if I ever say Monica Rambeau instead of Geraldine. I'll try to keep to what other people know so they understand better. So yeah. Uh, we see they're pregnant, and we're just like, I was wondering, what they're gonna name the children, because if you noticed in the comics, WandaVision, or sorry, not WandaVision, Scarlet Witch has kids. Specifically, I think they're twins named Thomas and Wiccan, who are both superheroes in the. Or I think I'm familiar with Wiccan, but I'm not too familiar with Thomas. But yeah, we see them, and yeah, they realize Geraldine, or yeah, Geraldine helps give birth, whatever. They She gives birth. Then they realize they have twins. They said they named one of them Tommy, or full form is Thomas, and the other one is I don't even think they said the name for the other one. But yeah. Then what happened was Vision was actually outside, and we saw Agnes and Herb both talking, and I was just like, I was wondering quickly, and then Vision was like paying attention to what they were saying and stuff, but he didn't understand, and they were talking a little bit, and then Herb is trying to tell Vision something, but Agnes is like, don't tell him. And then, yeah, so then fast forward a little bit, Wanda and Geraldine are both with the twins. She's trying to put him to sleep. And then he's like, I mean, Scarlet Witch or Wanda is basically like, oh, I had a twin once named Pietro who also is Quicksilver. And then Geraldine actually is just like, wasn't Pedro killed by Ultron? And then Wanda's like, why would you say that name, kind of thing, or what did you say? And then she's just like, I don't know, kind of thing. So I was just like, what the heck? And then we see she's wearing a chain of sword with the sword logo on it. And yeah, I forgot to do this last week, but correct me. Apparently, Sword. I got it wrong last week. It was Sword's actually the Deep Space division of Shield. So it's basically Space Shield. Um, yeah, I kind of got that wrong. And they've also actually appeared in Spider-Man: Far From Home. We see them in the end credit scene. Whatever. Um, so yeah, that happens, and then she just gets mad. Then it cuts to Vision, and Vision is just talking with them, and they're trying not to say anything. Then Agnes just leaves. So yeah, then I think we also find out that the town's called Westview. I think we found that out before, but I wasn't paying attention properly, and it's called Westview. It seems to be just some town that's basically exited off from the world. That's basically what we're thinking here. And then we actually see Geraldine get exploded out of Westville, presumably by Wanda, which is pretty interesting. I assume because Wanda didn't like how she was talking about Ultron and stuff. So yeah, she's out there, and we see a whole bunch of just trucks and stuff, presumably Sword, coming. And yeah, we didn't see any of their faces or anything. We just saw lights and stuff, whatever. And we see that Westview is just a huge bubble or something around like a town. And I assume Wanda is just living her fantasies or whatever. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. Yeah, so I presume Herb and Agnes kind of know what's going on, and I think maybe Geraldine did too, but she's gone now. But that's definitely gonna be interesting. I want to see. I'm a little bit more excited now because I want to see if Wanda's twins actually come up to being true, and maybe she actually has them. Who knows? Or maybe or like who they are. Like do what? I know they have powers, but what are their MCU powers? Because maybe it changes. What are their backstories? What happens? That's what I'm really wondering. Um, and I'm just curious because they're wondering who's behind this, and I'm still wondering about the villain as well. Because the villain definitely could be um pretty interesting to see because there could even be no villain too as well. Um, which definitely could be interesting if there's no villain, and she's this show basically kind of forms as Wanda's turn to evil or whatever. Because you notice when Geraldine is talking about Ultron, she gets very mad and she's just like throws her away, and she looks super mad. I thought she was about to turn evil there, but yeah. And then Vision's like, I don't know what's going on as well. It's kind of strange in my opinion, and obviously it's meant to be strange. But yeah, I personally, if I were to rank all the episodes right now, I would probably like. Personally, I like this is the best one. I think this is the best one in terms of Easter eggs we've gotten. Um, and just kind of it's making more sense because you can't really rank these episodes just because of they're just so random, and like sometimes it's making more and more sense. And obviously the last episode is gonna be the best because we know what's going on. Hopefully, I mean if we don't, that's just bad. But yeah. My rating of this is probably gonna be like I would say a 10 out of 10, but like in terms of understanding, probably like a 7 out of 10. Honestly, really good episode. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Because maybe we'll jump, or maybe we'll stay in the same kind of 60s era. Maybe at the end of that episode, jump to like the 70s or 80s, or the next decade after this. Then so like I assume probably they're gonna probably be doing like 2 episodes per decade. But hopefully I hope we like eventually see what happens outside of Wanda's Westview, all this stuff. And I wonder what's gonna happen in terms of that. Like I hope we see like shield. I mean, not shield. Sorry, sword. And we get some explaining. Kind of. I hope it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. As much as I kind of enjoy cliffhangers, I kind of don't. Especially seeing as though we have so many Marvel shows. If there was a cliffhanger we got it on season 2, I would expect it to be at least in 2023, maybe like end of 2022 latest. I mean earliest. Just because we have so much Marvel content, like we have so many shows. Um, so yeah, that's just my thoughts, to be honest with you, and kind of my prediction for the next episode. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.